I want to be able to share it to my Facebook while we're doing it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying, Avery? Like when you're doing live, I want to be able to. Can I share this to my page?
Yeah. So as
Okay.
soon as Avery goes live,
Can you just look at it, Avery? Like. We're with the Moore County News, Moore County Sports Network, and we're going to be doing the Coach's Corner every Saturday at 9 a.m. So go ahead and join us. Also, you can go on the Big Ben Show on Apple Podcast, and you can listen to these when you're in your car. So today we have, again, but we're not going to have him for 3 hours again. We're just going to have him for a little bit. It's going to be Coach White. So, Coach, what's going on?
Oh, nothing much. Just getting ready to play our first game.
All right, he's ready, man. He's already ready. Noah, I got my co-host for the Coach's Corner.
yes,
Noah Whitaker, how you doing, man?
Good, how about you?
Oh, man, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. And then we have longtime friend. I mean, coolest guys. We were the coolest guys in the world back in high school.
For sure.
Jonah Deal. So, Jonah, how you doing, man?
Doing good. Glad to be here.
All right. So, Coach, I want to just go ahead and ask you, what do you think about this upcoming season?
I'm looking forward to getting started. I mean, we put a lot of time and effort into it, taking different precautions. It's been different. We've put a lot of time, and work into it, and it's, your paydays are Friday, so it's finally, nice to have a payday here.
What are some of the things that key aspects of your team that you're really looking forward to like watching this year?
I mean, one of the biggest keys that
let's say, hang on, you did defense last time you were here, right?
Yes.
You were defensive coordinator.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of the things I'm excited about is, we have so many seniors, and, they get along with each other, get along with our freshmen, everybody, and I'm just excited to see them on the field on Friday night and, how they carry themselves and, and play. That's been exciting, to kind of – because we hadn't been able to scrimmage anybody or anything other than ourselves. So I'm, looking forward to seeing how those older guys get out there and compete and, and rally around their teammates.
You got any of the key players? You want to give a shout out to any of the key players?
I think most of our team are key players for us. I mean, Noah can attest to it. He's at practice every day. It's not, it's not one person. It's every day. It's different people each day and each drill that are actually competing and showing out. So, and that's I've been real pleased with that it's just not been one person in every drill every day. Being the guy. It's been a handful of people that are at every day.
You got some first-time players this year, don't you? How are they contributing? Are they going to help out, or is this like a year of learning for them?
Are you referring like to our freshmen?
Well, not necessarily freshmen. More like I know Ryder Morey's first time playing high school football. Will Harder. I know that some of these guys have came out, and I've seen some practices and they look decent. But is that going to transition to game time since they don't have that experience yet?
That's one thing we talked about in practice yesterday. Had you had them 3 or 4 years, you'd ask them to do another thing. But right now, we're kind of keeping it simple with those, especially those two guys. They've been a pleasant surprise. I mean, Ryder this past week, it's like a light bulb came on, and I mean he's been all over the field. I'll bring him out there on scout team defense, just try to get him caught up. Him and Will. So I mean we're really looking for big things for him. And I think the transition will take over. the big key is throwing them in there and letting them play and letting them figure it out on their own. So
Do those guys play basketball? They play basketball, right?
baseball.
Oh yeah, basically. Oh, so yeah,
It's
you're
hard to
doing the
place all
old,
three.
you're doing the old Mac trick, taking them all up,
right.
stealing them,
Just bring them
I
all,
don't know about
man.
stealing them. We have to come
stealing
out there
them.
and
Yeah,
play.
you're convincing. Yeah, that's what we need, man. So Noah, we'll get talking about you for a second. What position do you play? First off, what year are you?
I'm year 4, senior.
Oh man, dang.
Yes, sir. I played linebacker and slot receiver.
Okay, so you're ready for this year. What kind of defense? Can you go into that? What you guys are playing?
I mean, we base out of a 4-3. That's our base, but we're multiple. We're able to jump around in a couple different fronts. And right now I feel like we've got the ability to do that. Our kids have picked it up, pretty well. So that's where we are right now. There's a lot more things we can do, but right now we're trying to keep it pretty simple so everybody's on the same page.
Everybody and just build up from that point. Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
And what about the offense?
I mean, of course, that's definitely going to be something different than what people around here are used to. When I got the job and we talked about it in your first podcast, all I heard about were how many athletes we had, how many skill guys we had. So, once you're able to, get there and see them work, run, and, we're going to the spread, and I think that benefits us to get our athletes out in space and let them make a play.
Wow. Mike Leach spread?
It's close. You guys know it.
So for those at Moore County, if you don't know what the spread is, we're going to throw the ball sometimes.
We're going to throw.
So the ball will go in the air, and we are going to catch it. Not a lot of running. Well, there is running. Sorry.
There is going to be quite a bit of running. I think we've got 2 to 3 good backs plus our quarterback. Both quarterbacks can run the ball real well. The way the offenses are going to now, you raise out and throw a 2-yard route, that is an outside run.
Right.
And that's what it's transitioning to. So, if you've got a
Get 'em in
quarterback that
space.
can throw it and get them in space, that's outside run anymore. But we are going to run the ball. I mean,
On a dad aspect, how has this transition been for your 2 sons?
I think early on it was hard on him. Caden, being he was going to be a senior. He'd been a 2-year starter for us at Catholic. Dawson coming in as a freshman had grown up in the Catholic organization there with that group of kids that were coming in. There was 26 of them coming in from as far away as an hour and a half. And early on, it was hard. But I knew once they got here and got engrossed in the community, Caden. Now he's buddies with everybody. That he's got a first grade annual from Lynchburg Elementary. And he's actually his girlfriend's in that picture with him in the first grade, Miss McKenzie's class. Braden Caston's in that pit. So all these guys, they've made him feel at home like he never left. And then there again, Dawson's,
Yep, big freshman group.
So it's it was hard on them in the first couple of weeks, and then now it's like they're at home again. So and which we expected that. As parents.
So community-wise, how's it been towards you? I mean, you are the football coach, which is pretty much the closest thing to a Moore County president. How is the community? Have they reached out to you type thing?
Oh, they've been great. I mean, anything I've asked for or needed for our program or for our kids, they've been there to help. A lot of times I don't have to ask for it. If they see that we need something, they're there to get it. I mean, they've reached out and, I show up to the field house one day and we've got 50 cases of bottled water there.
Yeah.
That, somebody reached out and gave us.
I mean, for the first time, we can go back and talk about some stuff on the podcast because some people don't want to listen to 3 hours.
I do.
But, yeah, Jonah will. But what was it like when you first what made you want to come back?
Well, I mean, it's kind of what we talked about in the podcast, being here that year and then, Holly being the head coach here.
Yep. And go back for people who don't remember, but you guys were extremely successful in just 1 year here.
Yeah,
you totally turned the team
around. We were
around.
fortunate enough that we had good players, had great parent support, had administrative support, and the kids bought into us. And there again, I mean, Jonah can remember, and you can remember, we had every male in that school that could walk and chew gum out there playing football for us.
Yeah.
And that, we had Coach King, Levon King, he got every basketball player to play but one. And
Wow, and that was
and that was huge for us.
That team was athletic. Yeah,
yes.
that basketball team,
So,
state.
Yes.
Yeah, state team.
Semifinal team.
Yeah.
So I mean, we were fortunate in that aspect that everybody got excited about football, and we were fortunate enough that the kids bought into it then, and and we were successful. But moving on from there, I mean, this is always, when I was at Oakland, it was nothing to look up in the stands and there'd be 10 people from Moore County coming to watch us play, because Coach McDaniel, myself, and Coach Gardner, we were all here together and we were there, so you always felt, when I came back to visit, that I was at home. They didn't have hard feelings toward, and like we talked about, this is a great place to coach. If you treat the kids right and you work your tail off and you're doing the right things, people here respect that. The community really respects it. Now they want you to win. Let's,
Yeah,
that's important. But if you're working their sons hard and you're trying to make them men, and and you're respectful to them and treating them the right way, they respect that here.
Yep.
Yeah, you had like you said, you had when you left, you had players still going to your games at Oakland.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I can remember the following year we were playing Wilson Central for the region championship. It was a huge game, and I think Moore County was off. And I think there was probably 20 players that came to that game, and probably another 20 sets of parents, the Dyes, the Henshaws, the McKenzies. I mean, it was just a great thing and a great feeling to know that, you had that much support, even though you weren't at the place, anymore.
Right.
And so when you came back and you applied and you got it, what were some of the changes you were wanting to make? When you came down here, were you just like, oh man, is it going to be the same or is it going to be different?
As far as the community
as far as the community feel, were you nervous about that? Were you nervous about how they're going to?
I was probably more excited because I'd come back, actually went to the Chapel Hill game, and it was kind of like it was still the same community. You had everybody in the community there, ex-players coming up, and you could still see and feel their love for football and for the Moore County football program. So I knew you were going to have support coming back here. I wasn't nervous. I was excited about it. To have a community rally behind you and stuff like that.
That dude for Chapel Hill was a stud last year.
Yeah, Chapel Hill was good.
That dude was good. I don't even know his name anymore.
I don't either.
But I promise you, I called it out 35 million times that game. Tackling, touchdown, 60-yard rush. I was like, wow, this dude's good.
So, Noah, what is it like playing for Coach White?
Oh,
Hey, compare it to all your other coaches. I want you to compare it to everybody else. Compare it to everybody else, man. What is it like playing for this great man right here?
I mean, I've only had one other high school football coach, and I mean, it's much different. I'm actually going to practice and having a good time, but before, kind of felt like I had to be there. I didn't really want to be there, but now having a good time, enjoying my time out there on the field, getting better, improving with the whole team together. It's a good experience. It's great.
You think he teaches you, as far as like discipline?
Yes, sir.
There's a lot of discipline there that he teaches.
Oh, yes, sir. Never be late.
Never be late. I mean, he's always early, man. He's always early here too. And I mean, that's one of the things, Coach, is that you talk about making these, young guys into men, and that's what I love about. And do you feel that too, Noah?
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah, I think that. And you've been around him like for how long? I mean, not even.
June 6th.
Yeah, he's got. Oh, dude, you even know. Yeah, you even know, man. And we're going to our first game, and it's against Community. Cascade. I'm just because you wrote you texted me Community.
I'm so sorry.
And here's the thing: they need to start calling. I hate how I'm just going to go on a rant right here. Community needs to go back to Unionville. What is it? Forest needs to go back to Chapel Hill.
I agree. It's all confusing. Who are they?
It confuses me. Yeah, they need to come back.
We're the Lynchburg Raiders now.
Community is too basic of a word. Like when you would text me community, I was like, is it community? Is he talking about community school? Or is he talking about community?
That's
like
true.
Just a community. Okay. So for Cascade, it's here. So for everybody, it's here.
7 o'clock.
7. Jonah, you do it. You do it.
So home game. That's what you are doing right now. Talking about community earlier. There's like probably 50, 60 people up there at the football field right now.
Yeah, right now working. Players and parents. Having a big cleanup day.
Awesome.
So,
You guys, that's where you guys have been.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's where we came. Been there
Ankles
since
are
7 o'clock.
swelled. Ankles are swelled up, everybody. This guy's putting in work. Okay.
That's true. Now, games at 7, home. I do know we have some rules we have to follow by TWA. You do have to wear a mask to get in the game. Now,
Okay. You don't have to
what happens when you get in the game? I don't know how that's going to work. They did tell us ticket sales are supposed to be, but I think our ticket sales are fine. So you need to come out and support. I don't think you're gonna. I'm pretty sure you're not gonna get turned away. If you don't feel safe coming to the game, we got our crew, the broadcasting crew, the Moore County Sports Network. We do every game live. You can listen to it on Whiskey Country. I don't know the exact numbers right now, but that'll be on the radio station. So there's multiple ways to do it. There's a VIP section now you can get tickets to. Sit on
wow.
the balcony where the new gym is. Dude, it's nice. Because I was like, nobody wants to see it. I sat out there the other day. I was like, okay, this might be where I sit.
really.
You got to
Yes.
pay your money first, John.
You got to pay your money.
You gotta pay, yeah.
But no, they're going to have TV set up there. There's
Yeah.
going to be
Drinks.
free drinks. And then they got kids that are going to be up there working for volunteer hours that'll run the concession
the
stand for you.
VIP?
Yes, sir.
Oh man.
Oh, man. Yes, it's really nice. It's got a lot of good feedback. So if you haven't talked to Coach Buchanan, Coach Buchanan,
Okay.
Manny Buchanan, he'll get you set up with that right there.
Yeah, he kind of spearheaded that because when I first got the job, that was something that was on his mind from the start. And when, we talked about it, and he wanted me to go pitch it to Mr. Sanders, I said, this is your idea. That, I'm behind you.
You go get it,
100%.
yeah.
It's yours. It's not.
Absolutely.
I didn't come up with it, so he's done a great job organizing that and getting the ball rolling on that for us.
I kind of rolled my eyes when he first presented it, like, bro, nobody's going to want to sit up there. But then I went up there and tested it out. I was like, okay, you're right. I was wrong.
Man, that's gonna be awesome. And here's the thing: there's so much space. We got so much land. Like
Yes.
everyone's spaced out on the fence and all that stuff.
Well, that's the thing we talked about at our coaches meeting.
We're kind of
before.
unique. Our field's kind of
You know,
unique in that
they're,
way.
They're going to make the announcements, social distance. We're there. I mean, we could probably pack 5,000 people in that area.
Absolutely.
And still be 6 feet apart. When you go up on the hill, we've got extra bleachers down there now for people to spread out down in the end zones. So, I don't think ticket sales are going to be an issue for us.
I don't either.
Now, talk about the field, and I'm just talk about the coaches that you have on. So, who are all your coaches this year?
TJ Christian, I got to coach with him in 2007. He was in Moore County for a long time as a coach. Always thought he was a good coach, great guy. That's
And
even
great
more
guy.
important.
Yeah, and he did.
And was able to get him to come back.
And he did special teams, right? When he was
And
special
defense,
teams?
maybe?
Defense,
when he
maybe?
was here with us before, he coached the secondary force.
Okay.
And he coached running backs.
Excellent science
And-
teacher
and,
too.
Yeah, he is actually going to teach
Chemistry now.
Mm-hmm.
So
He's
Oh,
filling
yes.
the shoes of
Yeah.
Coach Price. Then,
but
okay,
we got TJ,
gotcha.
Manny Buchanan, who's coaching our safeties and coaching our wide receivers. Wes Black, he's coaching our quarterbacks for us. Shavod Wicker's coming out and he's helping with running backs and DBs. Try not to.
Randy.
Yep, got Randy Morey, which he's been a little under the weather the last couple of days, but plucked him away. He's a head baseball coach, and we were big buddies in Murfreesboro together because they worked at Oakland while I was there, and I did Janice's weights for her, and he started calling. I guess right when the job came open, and I was like, "Look, if I come back and put in for it and get it, you're going to help."
Yeah,
and he agreed.
so that was my thing. Did you recruit some of these guys?
Oh,
then?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
You were especially Christian then.
Well, TJ's he's never moved from Moore County. He's always called this place home.
Yeah,
his
oh,
kids
man,
are
yeah.
in school here, and he wanted to make sure his son Dakota had somebody that he trusted, number one to play for, and he was excited about me because he knew that he could trust me to take care of his kid, and knew that he wanted to be back here because this is home to TJ. So it's great to get him back.
So
I agree.
talk about the game plan as much as you can for us without kind of spoiling. You know what I'm saying?
Save
Like
the
all
secrets.
all the secrets and everything about Cascade. So
Well, I mean, first and foremost, Cascade's going to want to run the ball. I mean, they're gonna
Okay.
be
Yeah,
one
you're gonna
team.
have to. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been about 10 years since I've been out of this. You
Yes.
know, so you're gonna have to update us on like Cascade.
They
Yeah.
believe in running the ball. If they don't have to throw it, they won't. I mean, they'll be in there foot to foot, and it's going, and we're going to have to stop them defensively. We talked about it as a staff yesterday, and went over, stuff with the defense yesterday, trying to keep it as simple, because without scrimmages or anything, which
Yeah.
we're not able to have. Normally, by this point, we've had 3 scrimmages. We've been to 7 on
Jamboree.
Okay.
7s.
Okay. So when you scrimmage, do you scrimmage people in the district, or do you just get to pick whoever you want to
Well,
scrimmage?
you just usually reach out in the spring and schedule your fall scrimmage dates with teams. But not being allowed to have a scrimmage, you're trying to scale everything back a little bit because you don't. It looks good in practice, but you don't know what it's going to look like on Friday night. When you're under the lights and some of these kids
no, it's over here.
So, but offensively, they're going to want to run it, and that's what they do. And defensively, they're a 4-2-5 on defense. So,
4-2-5. So is that you're gonna have to?
it's
Is that
similar to
a-
a 4-3.
So it's
So-
not against the passing then. Come on, break
Well,
it down. Break it down.
it's where they're going to be multiple on defense, be able to jump
Gotcha.
in a lot of things.
A lot of hybrid.
That's,
Oh man, let's not use.
kinda
let's
what
not
we
use the word
work,
hybrid right now.
Sorry.
against all camps. So, hopefully it won't be too ugly on that first Friday night.
Well, the best part is it's not like we are going in a disadvantage, but every team
Right.
is going with that disadvantage.
Yeah, and that's the thing you got. It was like with teaching, we were all in it together. You got to
Right.
think of we're all in that.
And your best thing
everybody's-
is you got, I don't even know how many seniors anymore, but you got a lot of experience that's
Right.
come back. It'd be different if you were rolling in here with a group of sophomores.
Right.
And Fred, I think they're good at. We've done this before. Let's just tighten the chin strap and let's go at it.
Right. And
Is this team, as far as athletic, are they like bigger or are they just strong? And what, as far as athletic wise, what does this team look
I
like?
would say our biggest, attribute right now is our skill kids are athletic. Whether we're on offense or defense. You take our back half on defense, and we can run. We can tackle, and offensively, our receivers and running backs. I mean, we're athletic as far as across the board. It's probably as deep as they've been here
A very long time.
in a very long time, to where you can plug 2 or 3 people in on offense at receiver, and you can still run the same plays you were running with the
Right.
first group.
So
So
that's Will Harder and Braden Cashin. They're all seniors, right?
well,
Will's a
Harder-
junior.
Junior. Okay. So these guys that's that athletic
Yes.
group. I remember coaching in junior pro. Okay, that's that
Yep,
athletic
that's them.
group then.
They're all multi-sport. Most of them play basketball, baseball. It's really that group that really plays almost everything. They remind me a lot of that Tyler Jean group where they all they
the
dabble
Georgia-
here and there. They don't really got to work as hard because that's just
They're
they
just
were
naturally,
born with it.
they're just good at it. Is that why you decided? Have you always, because you were at Oakland and then your first year at Oakland, y'all won the
state championship.
state
in 08.
championship, and then you went to
Knoxville Catholic.
Knoxville Catholic. Now, is it an offense? Have you always done the spread, or did you just look at this team and said, you know what, we just need to run?
Well,
This would best fit this team right
probably
here.
The first 4 years we were at Oakland, we were a lot similar than what we were here. Tommy was going to run the ball, and it's downhill. And if you couldn't stop it, then that's 2 back, eye, power. It was, it wasn't going to be pretty, but we were going to be good enough on defense to. And then later on at Oakland, we started messing around with the spread and moving to that. And then at Catholic, Steve was real good at the 2-back spread stuff. And I really liked the tempo of it. Coaching against it every day, you saw the advantages that they had over defense. And then when I got here, saw the athletes that we had, I thought that benefited us the most and gave us the best chance to win.
This is going to be something huge in Moore County. They're not going to know how to react. Okay, so another thing. I'm trying to – is it going to be a slower, like they'll calm down after every play, or is it going to be tempo, like a fast –
No, it's tempo.
Let's Oregon this mess.
Yeah.
Oh, we're
I don't know
Oregon.
about Oregon.
Oh, we're going packed – what is it, 12 now?
Do they even have football there?
They
anymore?
don't have football anymore, but but you're going to have a
Yeah.
quick tempo
Yeah,
then.
definitely.
I love that.
Man, that's going to be awesome. That's
Because I'll say, I mean, we're a smaller district. We're smaller schools. Like, you're not used to, number one, up tempo, but a lot of our schools are not. They don't pass the ball,
Right.
and so you really don't. Your corners don't have that experience of defending the pass very well.
Yeah. Do you see this because you've taught at the private school and then you've done what was Oakland 5A?
We were 5 and 6A.
5 and 6. Okay. So, do you see this because I know you see all of it, but do you see a lot of it in 1A then? This offense?
Yeah,
This
I mean, I think if you look across the state, each district, each level are still spread, two back, wing tee. For the first year Coach A-Lot was at Riverdale, and I was there with him in 06. We were wing tee there, and we'd come off winning it semifinal in 04 and 05, and we were an I team, and he came in and brought the wing tee in, and he had success for years at Riverdale running the wing tee at the 6A level. So, it's what coaches are comfortable with,
Right.
and it's, I mean, for me personally, to get those basketball kids out and to get those baseball kids out, you got to show them you're going to spread the ball out and give it to people.
Right.
And,
that's how it's engaging. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, you got to keep them involved. And sometimes in that other offense, kids get lost in the shuffle. Hey, you're a receiver. Well, there's only one receiver out there.
And you just block.
And, so, it's a great offense. Teams are highly successful with it. But, I mean, for us, I think changing got us more players out, got the kids excited. And, so far, I think it's been a huge positive for us.
Which coach inspired you the most? Because you've talked about several coaches. I know there's been several coaches in your life. You went to Riverdale.
Yep.
You played at MTSU.
Yep.
You've coached multiple
Coached at
schools.
Riverdale.
Yeah, coached. Yeah, you coached at Riverdale. So which coach, if you could name one, inspired you the most as far as when you start coaching, you're like, dang, I sound like that guy right now, or this is the one that I took the most from right now.
I don't know if I sound like him at all by any means, but no, Coach Rankin would be the one that inspired me.
And where
the
is he
most.
from?
I mean, he's at Alcoa now. I think he's won 17 state championships. I played.
Yeah,
for him.
that's
a good one to
given.
pick.
That's a given. Yeah.
I played for him in high school, and then I went back and worked for him for 5 years. As a linebackers coach under him, and he's probably inspired me the most as far as the kids dealing with them, in football, and so.
What did you take the most? What was like one of the lessons or a couple lessons?
I mean, Coach Rankin, he's just so prepared, and he demanded a lot out of his coaches. He expected you to do your job and to do it to the best of your ability, and he wouldn't overstep his bounds with you. If he thought you needed help or your kids weren't playing up to par, he would tell you, and and he wasn't ugly about it. He wasn't demeaning. He wouldn't do it in front of other coaches. And he just, how prepared he was for practice. Number one, practice was always, crisp and everything, and just how is interesting with him because as a player playing for him, you saw one side of it, and then going back to where he had kids at the point to where I met him, and he was telling us how he wanted practice ran then. I looked and I said, "This isn't the way it used to be." So,
it's weird, isn't it? Yeah, it's weird.
How he had transitioned to having kids, and hey, we need to treat, and how he still does it, now at Alcoa, he really hadn't changed a bit, but he's probably the one that's inspired me the most.
Was he notorious for giving halftime speeches?
Coach Rankin?
Speeches?
Not really.
No. Okay. So where did that come from then? Because I've heard about the speeches that you guys used to give. I mean, you guys were – you're talking about the charismatic group. You guys, I heard – I mean, the Mount Pleasant game years ago, I mean, that was –
yeah, now,
you guys were able to turn around anything.
Tommy can get real fired up and do that. The only time I've ever, I don't know, I guess if somebody makes me mad in a paper or says something degrading about our team or how, they're.
How you're supposed to finish last in district this year?
And I get it. I got to, try to fire guys up at times. But, I mean, if you're out there spending that amount of time, working on your craft, whether it's the weight room, practice, I mean, you ought to be motivated to play.
I agree.
And I get it. Sometimes you need a little minute, rant to get some fired up. But for the most part, kids are fired up about playing.
I'll say. That group especially,
Yeah.
like, dude, they're hungry.
And that's the thing. They've been out for 5 months now. I mean, they've been not even including football, the whole football season, but they've been out for months now. And what's going to be the speech that you give them, though? We're talking about motivating. What's going to be part of the speech that you give them?
I mean,
on
for
that
us-
first game.
I mean, for us, it's going to be kind of like what Jonah said. I mean, it's got to start with our older guys. I mean, they have to lead by example. They're seniors. They've played their careers here. And it's like I told them yesterday when we were leaving, and after practice, we know we're going to play this first one as right now. Something may change in the next 5-6 days. But after this first game, we don't know. They may shut us all down again.
You're right.
So,
Yeah.
So literally play like it's your last game.
Play like it's
and
your
like
first
I told
or
Noah,
last game.
You're only as good as your last game.
Right.
So if you go out there and you're not motivated to play, and that's what people were seeing of you on the field, and that's what they're going to remember. And if you don't get a chance to redeem yourself, then it is what it is.
I was going to say, if you're a coach now and you can't say play it like it's your last game, and these kids don't understand it now, then there's something wrong with them. Because baseball last year, dude, we were just chilling at Cornsville, smacking dingers, and then we're done. So I mean, if this senior group I know understands, like, this could happen at any time, because they've said this entire summer going, what if we don't play? What if my junior season was my last? So, I mean, I do think these seniors are going to come in. They're going to be crazy hungry.
Yeah, I do too. When I said it, Noah was there, and I think the one player that it kind of hit home to was Dylan Scruggs, because he was standing right in front of me, and you could kind of see that he thought, he's right. After Friday, the state, everybody could come, hey, we're going to cut this out. So, I mean, you got to own it. And for, like you said, these seniors, especially the multi-sport guys that got their spring sport taken away from them, they know how it feels. So, You
got to give it, yeah. I mean, it's literally going to be a game by game. This could end at this game. And so we have it next Friday, 7 p.m., Moore County. It's going to be at Cascade.
No, at Moore County.
It's Moore
versus
County
Cascade.
versus Cascade. All right, and it's gonna.
I do. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you threw that community in last night. I was thinking, man, and then before we got on, I was thinking,
about
is it community? I was like, he didn't capitalize the C, so maybe it's just our community. Oh man, I was over.
If it makes you feel better, we do play community week 2.
Week 2.
Okay, that makes me feel better. Okay, that makes me feel better then. Okay, but seriously, they gotta change the name back to Unionville because this is just too complicated. All right, you guys.
Vikings.
So, all right, so I'm gonna hand it off to Noah, and at this time, he's gonna go ahead and ask Coach some of these random questions. I mean, be proud because I wish if I played a sport, I'd ask him some of these random questions. We get
am
to know.
Am I your favorite player, Coach?
Yeah, am I your? Yeah, that's the first one you ask him. Am I your favorite player?
All right, would you eat pizza or ice cream for a year?
Pizza.
All righty.
What kind of pizza?
Meat lovers.
That's what I'm talking about.
No, pineapple. No.
Oh,
You like the pineapple? Yeah, man, the pineapple. Yeah.
pineapple does not belong on pizza.
1 minute. Let's get it in 1 minute. Yeah.
Go for it now.
All right.
Yeah, stop.
Driving on a road trip and you can only listen to one band/artist.
Eagles.
Favorite athlete of all time?
Favorite athlete or football player?
Athlete. Yeah, athlete.
Ooh, that's tough.
LeBron James.
No way. Probably Mike Singletary.
Ooh, nice.
Who would win in an arm wrestling competition on your team?
On our team, arm wrestling competition. I mean, you seriously asked me this?
Yeah, boy.
It's on paper.
If I had to put my money on anybody, it's going to be Caden.
Yeah.
Best Madden player on your team?
See,
I'm not officially on your team, so you can't pick me.
I can't pick you. I don't know who plays Madden on our team. I mean, it's so much 2K and
That's
Call
true.
of
That's
Duty,
true.
So I guess Noah Whitaker.
There we go. Yeah.
Good choice.
Play Madden. Boneless or bone-in wings?
I like them both. I've gotten to liking the bone in now.
Okay. All right. That's good.
I like boneless.
Okay. No, Jonah.
I'm sorry.
Come on.
Favorite cereal?
This
Wheaties.
is tough. I guess Raisin Bran, but Fruit Loops is close.
People
Fruit
actually
Loops is
eat,
good.
people eat Raisin
Yeah,
Bran.
it is. Raisin Bran.
That's so good. Would you rather have good cell phone service or good internet speed?
I mean, that's kind of a trick question. 'Cause
Yeah, it is.
If you're at the house,
No. LTE is not capable of Comcast speed.
No.
So they're not the same.
probably internet speed.
Okay.
Good choice.
Better at horseshoes or cornhole?
Cornhole.
Do you like your driver license picture?
No. If anybody does.
I don't think
I still have mine when I was
Jonah probably
16
does.
years old.
That's what mine is. I'm 31 and my picture's still when I was
28 years
16.
old, yeah, I still have my 16.
It was a good picture.
Yeah, it is a good picture without the beard and everything. I
Yeah.
look young. I mean, I
Well,
look,
you can still shave.
yeah, I know,
Make
man.
it
I'm not spending. That's too expensive. You know, it's just easier to, just grow it out.
Teacher salary.
Teacher's yeah, there you go. Yeah, all right. All right, you guys. I've got co-host here, Noah Whitaker, football player. I got Jonah Dill, of course, our guests, Coach's Corner, Coach White. We're on the Moore County Sports Network, which is hosted by the Big Ben Show. Guys, thank y'all for coming out.
No
And
problem.
remember,
Thank you.
our game this Friday, it's at 7 p.m.
Yes.
At Moore County.
At Moore County.
Cascade.
Cascade.
Yes, they like to run the ball, but we're going to stop it. And the 4-2-5 is just, we're just going to knock it out of the park. All right.
When the ball goes in the air, don't
It's
freak out.
done.
It's on purpose.
It's done. It's done. It's gone. And then come back for Coach's Corner next week, 9 p.m. at
9
the Moore
a.m.
9 a.m. I said a.m. at the Moore County Sports Network. Guys, thank y'all so much for coming on.
Thank
See
you.
y'all.
Avery, you did an amazing job, bro.
Great job, Avery.